The rules of life. Count to 10. Rule number 16. Once I have collected my wits and calmed down, I can find an appropriate response. Every now and then, someone or something is really going to get your goat. But you're a rules player now, and you're not going to lose your temper anymore. How exactly? The answer is, in fact, one of those old pearls of wisdom. You get in the habit of counting to 10 under your breath, while you hope and pray that the feeling of impending rage will subside. It invariably does for me, and gives me those vital seconds to regain my composure and remember where I am and who I am. Once I have collected my wits and calmed down, I can find an appropriate response. If you find yourself in a confrontational situation, taking a quiet 10 can help enormously. Someone asks you a question and you are not sure of the answer. Take 10 before you answer. They'll all think you incredibly wise and considerate and thoughtful. It's a variant on engage brain before opening mouth too. That extended pause can save endless trouble. The rules of life. Change what you can change. Let go of the rest. Dedicate yourself personally to things you can change, areas where you can make a difference. Time is short. This is another of those facts you can't escape. It's a given. If time is short, then it makes sense not to go wasting any of it, not a single lovely drop of it. It's my observation that the successful people in this life are the ones who bring every last ounce of satisfaction and energy out of life. They do that by practicing this simple rule. They pay attention to what in their life they have some control over, and they simply, economically, time-wise, let go of the rest. If someone asks you directly for help, then that's something you can do, or not, as you chose. If the whole world asks you for help, then there is very little you can do. Beating yourself up over it's counterproductive and such a waste of time. Now, I'm not saying to stop caring about things or to walk away from those in need. In fact, quite the opposite in many ways. But there are areas in which you can make a personal difference and other areas where you'll never even make a dent. If you waste time struggling to change stuff that's obviously never going to be changed, then life will whiz past and you'll miss it. If, on the other hand, you dedicate yourself personally to things you can change, areas where you can make a difference, then life becomes richer and more fulfilled. And the more rich it is, curiously, the more time you seem to have. The rules of life. Aim to be very best at everything you do, not second best. Failing is fine. Aiming for second best isn't. Okay, what a tall order. This is a seriously difficult thing to aim for, and deliberately so. If you go to work, then you do your job as well as is humanly possible. If you are a parent, be the very best parent possible. If you are a gardener, be the very best gardener you can be. Because if you aren't, then what are you aiming for? And why? If you set out to do something, anything, and you are deliberately aiming for second best, how sad is that? This rule is really simple, really easy. Let's take parenting for example. What is the very best way parenting possible? There are of course no right or wrong answers here. It's entirely a subjective assessment. What do you think the very best parenting means? Good. Now are you going to aim for less than that? Of course not. And the same is true for everything you do. You aim to be the very best that you think is possible. Once you become the judge, the panel of experts, it's very easy to live up to those expectations because they are entirely yours. No one else can say whether you have failed or succeeded. No one else can set the criteria for what you are about to embark on. None of this has to be incredibly detailed. For instance, your view of being the best parent could be as simple as I'll always be there for them. You don't have to provide details, even if it's judge for yourself how many times a day you'll tell them you love them or whether you make sure they wear clean socks every day. No, your aim is simply to be there for them always, and that's your very, very best. Now, if you fail, it's only because you weren't there for them. Failing is fine. Aiming for second best isn't. The rules of life. Don't expect to be perfect. Celebrate your flaws and imperfections as an important and necessary part of you. Okay, so you're aiming to be the very best at everything. But what if you fail? So long as you tried, that's all right. Who have you ever met who never failed at anything, however small? You're allowed to be human, you know. In fact, you're actively encouraged to be human. Don't try to set yourself above everyone else. The rest of us fail from time to time. You are the sum total of everything that has happened in your life. The successes and the failures, the achievement and the mistakes. If you were to take any of the imperfect bits out of that equations, you wouldn't be you. The rules of life. Rule number 20. Plans have to be realistic, dreams don't. This may seem incredibly obvious, incredibly easy, but you would be surprised how many people seriously limit their dreams. They're your dreams, for heaven's sake. There should be no limit to them. Plans have to be realistic, dreams don't. A lot of people think their dreams have to be realistic to be worth dreaming about. But that's a plan, and that is something quite different. I have plans and I take logical steps to make them come to fruition. Dreams are allowed to be so improbable that they are never likely to come true. And don't go thinking you'll never achieve anything by sitting around daydreaming all day. Some of the most successful people have also been those who have dared to dream the most. It isn't a coincidence.